one thing that I love about consulting and that I love about these productivity projects that we do with our clients is that we get to celebrate their success with them. So oftentimes we go into organizations that truly are struggling financially, operationally. So we start kind of low on the spectrum, right? And then through improvements with productivity, with workforce optimization, performance improvement, whatever you want to call it, we start to elevate, right? We start to elevate those managers. Those managers start to gain a confidence about making these decisions, making hard decisions, reevaluating their workloads within their staff, changing their schedules, which we all know we can't change schedules in healthcare because they've been scheduled that way for how long. And so at the end of it, though, what I love is being able to celebrate that success with our clients, with those individual managers, and to get on the phone with them and say, you know, you've made it, you've done it, you've hit your target, you've exceeded your goal. And it's great for us to share in that success. However, it really needs to be rooted within the organization. There needs to be internal recognition for those strong performers, internal recognition for success. And however the organization wants to pay that back to the managers and to the staff is up to them, but it at least needs to be recognized. And that's one thing that we really like to encourage the senior leadership team to do, is recognize strong performers and celebrate success.
I have so many examples of clients that have done a great job at actually rewarding the strong performers and rewarding the organization overall. One of the examples that sticks out is, from a client that had a really profound improvement after they were able to really motivate the entire leadership team and the frontline staff to work together on the improvement. And they ultimately saw roughly an 8% improvement overall, to a reduction in their personnel expense and an 8% improvement in their productivity. And the most rewarding thing was that they made the decision to give a 2% bonus back to every staff member to reward the organization for that outcome. How amazing is it to actually give 2% back to every staff to recognize them for that improvement? And we've had some other examples, that might be on a smaller scale, where organizations have been able to just have managers stand up and recognize what they've done by sharing the results that they've had, and that they saved the organization $87,000 by eliminating waste in these areas. Or this particular department was able to go from 1.8 hours per emergency department visit to 1.4 hours per emergency department visit, and the impact was that throughput increase. We had less left without being seen, and just rewarding and recognizing the impact that they've had on the organization overall makes such a large difference.
It absolutely does. And so then the staff and the managers get a better understanding, again, of that why. Why are we doing this? Why are we managing productivity? And an example might be new equipment. So working with a radiology department, and they worked so hard. The imaging department, they took their processes, they scrubbed them down to the bare minimum and built them back up, rescheduled, reevaluated, redid their entire department, and they were working at best practice. And the organization took the overall improvements, the overall cost savings, and put some of that in capital equipment improvements, and they bought new imaging equipment, which then led to the ability to have even better productivity, to become even more efficient, because now we have the latest and the greatest equipment within our department, which makes the staff more efficient and produces better results for the patients. So we have better quality images. And so that's one way too, is just to reinvest in equipment. But then you have to make sure the staff understands that it was their hard effort that led to that investment.
Definitely have to make the connection between the effort of the staff and the outcome, because otherwise the improvements really don't matter as much. And I think that's a great example of actually tying in the investment in the equipment back to the output that the staff, the changes the staff actually made. Another is, sometimes an organization may have gone for 2 or 3 years, or, without an increase in salary. So they may have had a situation where they were unable to process a cost of living increase, and that went on for 2 or 3 years. And then all of a sudden, because they were able to embrace the opportunity to improve, the organization now was able to provide an across the board 2% increase in salary. But everyone loses sight of the fact that combined productivity improvement and process improvement effort was what led to that change in the salary. And all they focus on is, well, of course they should give me that raise because we didn't have it for the past 2 years, without really recognizing that if they continue to really generate those changes and work together as a team, maybe next year it will be even larger, and they can continue on with those improvements and really value what those changes are doing for the hospital overall.
Well, I think again, it goes back to communication. If you communicate why we're doing it and what the results are, and use that to reward and acknowledge, recognize, it really does go a long way with the staff. Something that might seem simple as senior leadership rounding, and taking a basket of treats, a basket of goodies, a cart of goodies with them, and walking around the units and just saying, hey, how's everybody doing? Is there anything I can do for you? Here, have a treat. It's free. I think that something as simple as that is even very, very rewarding and encouraging to staff to know that senior leadership is walking around, seeing what they're doing and acknowledging their efforts. Just saying, hey, I know we implemented a new schedule this week. I wanted to say thank you. It's really working out. That goes a long way. And I think that you can see the results start to gain momentum when you start to recognize those achievements.
It does. And we've had the benefit, and I'd say the luck, of actually being on site with several of our clients when they've had these opportunities to recognize their employees and reward them. We've seen everything from ice cream party socials to pizza parties to Sunday bars. We've been in hospitals that had barbecues where they served, all of their first responders and gave them all hamburgers and hot dogs and, free meals. So I think recognizing the staff for what they've accomplished is so important, and it doesn't take a lot of effort. Sometimes it's as simple as, a candy bar, as you mentioned, with on the snack cart, and just recognizing what people are doing, thanking them, and then, understand that we're all in this together, and ultimately the outcomes will be from all of us.